To cord cut with our twin within a twin flame connection would be an impossible feat because it would mean cord cutting with our own self. Twin flames, the twin flame connection, is incredibly unique because it is the only form of soul connection in which we share the same soul, the same energy field with another physical being. The idea of cord cutting is to remove our energy from someone else and to take back our power in this way. But between twin flames, there is no transaction, there is no giving energy or taking energy, because giving to yourself energetically is simultaneously giving to and supporting your twin flame energetically, and vice versa. But in this podcast, we're going to dive much more deeply into the concept of cord cutting, how and why twin flame connection is different, why cord cutting doesn't work to let go of your twin flame, and if you're feeling like you are wanting to let go on this journey, I'm going to explain to you potentially why you could be feeling that way and what you could do instead to reach deeper levels of peace along your path. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. So, what is cord cutting and spirituality? Cord cutting is essentially breaking soul ties with some other soul, and we're going to get into that a little bit later on the definition of a soul tie. But essentially, these cords, as we are conceptualizing them, are attachments between souls that we create through this lifetime, either consciously or unconsciously. These connections can be forged, they can be created, causing us to feel attraction, even a kind of magnetic pull between us and the other person that is very mutual. And these soul ties, these cords, can also be cut or broken. In fact, there are many different rituals and methods for doing this. Similar to an umbilical cord when we are still growing in the womb, these soul ties or cords between our soul and other souls cause this exchange of energy between us and this other soul. And the result of this is that we both give some of our energy to this person, to this situation, to this connection. But also, we get something back out of it as well. Again, there is a shared energy exchange taking place through this cord, through this soul tie. So, if we decide that a certain soul tie is no longer benefiting us or is taking more of our energy than we are receiving in return, or for whatever reason, we want to break ties with this person, oftentimes this then allows us to take back some of our own power, to become more magnetic in our own rights, to be more focused on our life path, our passions, or our goals. Because sometimes these soul connections or ties, if they take on a negative tone or quality or they begin to feel imbalanced, they can actually cause us to feel energetically depleted or distracted. Now, the thing about our connections with others is, of course, they are highly complex. There aren't really the human physical words to describe our connectedness with other souls through this lifetime on this planet. But if we were going to put visuals to it, then we could say that everyone, every soul, radiates a certain frequency. And we are, in general, attracted to others or pulled together naturally based on sharing a similar frequency. So again, we are connected to every other soul, but our degree of feelings of connectedness on a soul level depend on the similarity of our frequency. So, for example, our soulmates, our soul family, share a very similar core soul frequency to our own. This shared frequency creates a deep sense of resonance and familiarity when we encounter our soulmates. It feels like coming home or finding a missing piece of ourselves. These connections are often harmonious, supportive, and mutually beneficial. On the other hand, twin flame soul frequency. They are essentially two halves of the same soul, split into two physical bodies. The bond between twin flames is incredibly intense and often marked by a deep sense of recognition and a magnetic attraction that transcends physical or emotional attraction. Twin flames mirror each other's strengths, weaknesses, and patterns, and their connection is meant to catalyze spiritual growth and transformation. Because of this unique bond, cord cutting in the traditional sense doesn't apply to twin flame connections. Cutting cords implies severing ties or attachments to another soul, but with twin flames, you are cutting cords with yourself. Since you and your twin flame share the same energy field, attempting to cut cords would be like trying to separate two inseparable parts of the same whole. However, that doesn't mean that twin flame relationships are always smooth sailing. In fact, they can be incredibly challenging and tumultuous as they bring deep healing and growth opportunities. Twin flames often trigger each other's unresolved wounds, fears, and traumas, leading to intense emotional experiences and conflicts. If you're feeling the need to let go of your twin flame, it's important to understand the underlying reasons behind this desire. It could be a result of the intensity and challenges of the connection, the need for personal growth and self-love, or the fear of vulnerability and surrendering to the transformative process. Rather than trying to cut cords, it's more helpful to focus on self-healing, inner work, and maintaining healthy boundaries. Embracing your individual paths, nurturing self-love, and practicing self-care are crucial in navigating the twin flame journey. It's important to prioritize your own well-being and seek support from spiritual practices, therapy, or communities that understand the complexities of twin flame relationships. Remember, the twin flame connection is a profound soul journey that unfolds over time. It's a process of self-discovery, spiritual evolution, and unconditional love. Trust the divine timing of your journey, have patience with the challenges that arise, and focus on your personal growth as you navigate the path with your twin flame. Now, let's delve deeper into the concept of cord cutting in spirituality. Cord cutting is a practice aimed at breaking energetic attachments or soul ties with other souls. These attachments can be consciously or unconsciously formed throughout our lives. The purpose of cord cutting is to release any energetic entanglements that no longer serve our highest good or that drain our energy. In traditional cord cutting practices, rituals or methods are employed to symbolically sever these energetic cords. These rituals can involve visualization, intention setting, affirmations, or even physical actions like cutting a cord symbolically. The goal is to release any energetic attachments and reclaim our own energy and power. However, when it comes to twin flame connections, cord cutting takes on a different meaning. As mentioned earlier, twin flames share the same soul frequency and energy field. There is a constant, natural, and reciprocal exchange of energy between twin flames because they are essentially two aspects of the same soul. This energetic exchange is not based on transaction or giving and taking but rather on a harmonious interplay of energy. Attempting to cut cords within a twin flame connection would be futile because the energetic bond is intrinsic and inseparable. Any attempt to sever these cords would only result in a disconnection from oneself, as twin flames are intertwined energetically. It's important to understand that the twin flame connection is not something that can be easily severed or let go of like other types of soul connections. Instead of focusing on cord cutting, it is more beneficial to embrace the unique dynamics of the twin flame connection and focus on self-healing, growth, and alignment. This involves working on oneself individually and nurturing a strong sense of self-love and self-care. By doing so, you can navigate the challenges and intensity of the twin flame journey with greater clarity, balance, and inner peace. It's also important to know it's not solely about finding union with the other person. It is equally, if not more, about the individual soul's evolution and spiritual growth. Each twin flame goes through their own healing and transformation, and the ultimate goal is to reach a state of inner wholeness and alignment. In conclusion, while cord cutting can be a helpful practice in certain soul connections, it does not apply in the same way to twin flame connections. Twin flames share a deep and unique bond that cannot be easily severed or let go of. Instead, focus on self-healing, personal growth, and embracing the transformative journey that the twin flame connection offers. Trust in the divine timing and surrender to the process, knowing that it is ultimately leading you towards self-realization and spiritual expansion.